You are my fire, my one D. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Thank goodness for that intro. Am I right, folks? It's good. Feels good to be back from my business trip. And we have this crazy Datacron update from CG. They released it right at the same time as the new GAC rolled out. The new attack phase rolled out, and it's crazy, guys. There's some new crazy stuff here, and I want to take a minute to go over it with you because some of it's good and some of it is frankly just sounds awful, just total horse manure. So here we go. Tuscan Meathead, Datacron 4 plus feedback response information. So they have feedback response. They're like, hey, we've been listening. They've been listening. I mean, I've said this before. Like, they do pay attention to what we have to say, and they've been getting feedback. And some of it is, some of it's a little bit disingenuous. Some of it's actually genuous. So let's figure out what's what. So they're gonna review all their data and stuff. Datacrons. So this is fun. This isn't part of their feedback. You'll note that they didn't quote people saying Datacrons are fun. They're a fun and exciting way to adjust meta and give new life and purpose to characters who may no longer be in your rotation. I mean, I already have too many characters in my rotation. I don't want new ones in there necessarily, but I mean, I can understand. Like, it's cool to have the Talzin Kron. It's kind of fun, etc. Through our data and your feedback, we will continue to look for more ways to make Datacrons interesting to use. So they're going to continue to monitor it. That's good, because they're probably losing a lot of money, a lot of players. They've noticed that, you know, they need to change, or the player base is going to change for the worse. I don't know, that's just speculation, and some of the numbers don't actually back that up, but that does seem to be the predominant feeling in the community, at the very least. For the past 6+ years, we're getting close to 7 years here, folks, our ultimate goal is to create a fun experience in Galaxy of Heroes. Their ultimate goal is to make a lot of money. Like, that's what their goal is. Their goal isn't for us to have fun. Like, that one needs to happen for the other to happen. So sure, I guess that's like the fundamental thing. Like, if we're not having fun, we're not going to spend much money. But really, like, when do we spend the most money? It's when we're stressed. Like, I think that it would be more genuous of them to say our ultimate goal is to create a stressful experience for Galaxy of Heroes people, so that they'll spend some money, because stress is the thing that makes us money. Just, you know. Anyways, we appreciate all the feedback. They appreciate some of the feedback and suggestions they've made, and they've adjusted set 4 in accordance. Okay, so what did we hear? Datacrons need to have a longer lifespan. I feel like I don't get a chance to use them after they're upgrading them. It's funny, because no one has had a chance to not use Datacrons yet. They have not had a chance to, like, all the ones that have existed ever are still in existence as of right this minute. All of them exist still. So this is a weird statement to make. I feel like I don't get a chance to use them after upgrading that. Like, you can't feel that way because you haven't had them deleted yet, unless someone deleted them, in which case it's a totally different question. Like, that makes no sense. I feel like I don't get a chance. No one's taken that chance away from you yet. It'll happen. It will happen. You'll feel like that in a few weeks, but right now, no one could have genuinely had that emotion. So, that being said, that is a predominant issue, right? So I just don't like the way they worded it, frankly. They're like, hey guys, we listened to feedback, and it's like, what feedback said that? No feedback said that. They said similar things, but they did not say that. So were you listening, or are you just... okay, so, I mean, it's just a collation of what people are saying, but... or of what they're, like, projecting. So this is the most positive change here, though, is they're going to make it so that you can farm a set for 2 months and use it for 2 months, and then we'll only have 2 sets in rotation. So instead of having 3 sets, and they're constantly switching over every month, it's going to be 2 months of getting it, and then 2 months of having it and playing with it, and then we get rid of it as normal. But that's a very, in my opinion, that makes it way less overwhelming. Like, right now it's just like, oh my gosh, there are so many Datacrons. I use a big Datacron on almost every attack right now on my main account. Even on my alt, I have a significant number of high level Datacrons, so this is nice. This is really nice. Farming them is going to, you have 2 Cronquests to actually farm them. That's good. Okay, so... Okay, and that, I guess I just kind of paraphrased both of these. So they're going down from 3 down to 2. So we have 2 months to farm, 2 months to get rid of, to play, sorry, so that's 4 total months, and then it goes away. And so we'll have this really weird vacuum of exactly half of our Datacrons at some point. Exactly half of our Datacrons will just disappear. They'll just vanish. Goodbye. Peace out. And then we'll have to start farming the new ones. And this is going to be a little problematic, but let's continue on here. So it'll make people easier. It'll make it easier for folks to manage their inventory and playstyle better. Yeah, I get it. That's good. Okay, I have so many Datacrons that I don't or can't invest in due to sheer volume. Okay, so like we could have 30 in each, right? So cool. Sure, that is overwhelming. We could have 90 total, and so they're just sitting collecting dust. Like our level 3 ones are sitting and collecting dust. With set 4, okay, so this one, guys, I don't love this. Okay, so there's 2 ways to read this. With set 4, we adjusted the cadence in which you get Datacrons to place where you'll, which you get Datacrons to a place where you'll hopefully only have the proper amount of ones you're able/willing to invest into and use without feeling overwhelmed by the volume of ones. So they don't want us to be overwhelmed, they just want us to be whelmed. Without feeling overwhelmed by the volume of ones that are presented to you. And this is the worrisome part, guys. This is the one that I'm just like, there's 2 things that I don't love here, guys, and this is one of them. Things you'll want to note is that it may feel like resources aren't flowing in over the course of these 2 months. But we've slowed down the experience to better allow players to engage at their own pace. This adjustment will be one of those that we keep a keener eye on through the set's life cycle. I think this is total garbage. They're saying we're not going to get as much resources. They're like, hey, have less resources so you don't have to upgrade them as much. And the problem is, the huge problem that I'm facing, especially, like, it's not going to slow down. People on my level, like, if you want to spend money, people are just going to get them just as fast. Like, maybe they're going to, like, make the drop rates on the packs lower, and then just make it so that people spend a huge, ruinous amount of money to get the same number of crons, but that's not going away. That aspect is not going away. People are still going to spend a ton of money on them, and then we're still going to have people who are like, oh, well, I used to get, like, I used to get 2 level 9s a month, and now I only get 1. But the people I face still have like 7 a month or more. So I hate this. Like, it's also going to make Conquest way more of a grind. It's ridiculous. I hate this one. I do not like this one. It's like we're giving you less resources. Like, your complaint is that you can't have enough Datacrons? Here, have fewer Datacrons. Like, I do feel like that's the thing. Like, yes, it's overwhelming to have a bunch of level 0 Datacrons. I get that. It is not overwhelming to have a bunch of not level 9 data. Like, it would be really nice to have more level 9s, and they're like, hey, we're just slowing it down. You just can't have as many level 9s. Like, you just can't have as many in general, but you can't have as many level 9s. Except if you spend money, you can have the exact same number. So let's go ahead and spend money on this. That, like, to me, that's what they're trying to do. They're like, hey, we heard this feedback. We're going to be disingenuous about it and make it so that people who want to engage without spending money can't. You have to spend money if you want to engage. Or, you're going to feel like you don't get many resources. Yeah, it's going to feel bad. They've already identified, like, this whole game, like, people quit because of feelings, guys. Like, that, if you're not having fun, if you're not loving the game, if you're not enjoying the game, if you're not feeling like you're actually like actively, accomplishing something in the game, then you're gonna quit. And they're like, it just kills me. It may feel like resources aren't flowing in. You want to stop that. Make it feel like we have a ton, but not actually getting a ton. Make it the opposite. Make us feel like we're getting a lot instead of like, oh, wow, I'm not even gonna try to upgrade my Datacrons today because I know I'm not gonna have enough. I don't like that. Okay, so this is the other one though. I never really understood where I got materials for Datacrons. Has that been made easier? Who was asking that? Like people who don't play the game, like maybe just, I don't know, like make it so that when you click on a thing, it takes you, it says, hey, you could get them in Territory Wars, you could get them in Conquest. Like, just make it clickable, except they did. But this is their opportunity to change something to make it so that we spend money. Especially, this kills me, guys. So people have learned that the stats on Datacrons, including myself, I've just recently picked up on clued into this idea that the stats on Datacrons are in a lot of ways more important than the actual abilities. The abilities are great, they really are, but the stats are probably arguably the more important. So, but they don't want us to do that. They want us to spend money on it. So in Conquest, we can get the upgrade materials like normal, but then they took away the reroll materials and just put them in Territory Wars. So this is going to do a couple things. Number one, it's going to make everyone change guilds into Territory War guilds, which that's what they want to push. They want to make Territory Wars more rewarding, which I guess is good, except only half the guilds can really consistently, get them. And so it just puts more pressure on guild. They're like, hey, we want to make things better for guild Territory War officers. Let's make it more stressful for no extra relief. I don't know, like this is just... Now we can't grind it, guys. We can't grind these reroll materials. You know what we can do? We can spend money to get the reroll materials. Those packs will be available. So that'll be good. We can just spend all of our crystals on that. Hey, like what I'm getting from this is they want us to spend more money. I mean, clearly they do, but I mean, they've always wanted us to. This just feels pretty crappy. Like, one really awesome change where we only have 2 sets in at a time. Two different, game-changing awesome things. That's fine. That's good. I like that. I don't like this is just pure madness, guys. They're like, hey, you can't have materials. We're gonna give you less materials. You can't engage as much, but I guarantee those packs are gonna be there. And now they're gonna be more, for a spender like me, they're gonna be more enticing than ever because I gotta keep up. Gotta catch them all. Okay, so quick notes. Here's some fun quick notes, guys. We will continue to have a free and paid calendar. Hey, we have a paid calendar. Imagine that, for Datacrons. So, with a free one, you can get 2 Datacrons to level 3 simply by logging in. Oh man, isn't that nice? That's so kind of them. That is just so generous. Conquest will still have a farmable Datacron node. Okay, that's great. So the treasure node. Okay, additive drops will not be coming back for set 4. So additive drops, I had to ask people because I didn't know. Additive drops are the things that we got when, like how we get like bonus nest shards right now or whatever for like, spending on normal modes or nodes or whatever. So this additive drop is that, of where they're like, hey, you can get a bunch of extra materials for Datacron so you can engage more. They're like, we're not saying they'll never come back, but we're putting more resources into making the main experience better first. So the main experience, like the experience of engaging with Datacrons in a meaningful way, is just, they want to focus on that, not providing materials to help people engage in Datacrons in a meaningful way. Like, they're just like, hey, we noticed that you have lots of resources for Datacrons, bro. So we just went ahead and removed them. Because that's how we've chosen to interpret the data. I don't know. Maybe I'm just misinterpreting it. I feel really frustrated by this, actually, guys. One really awesome change, and then a bunch of like, hey, we would like you to spend money on Datacrons, so we're going to reduce the amount of availability. That's what I'm getting from this, guys. So one thing that I will note. All right, so they only have for set 2, they have 3 characters for each side. So, you know, Darth Vader's gonna have one, Lord Vader and TIE Fighter pilot, Dash Rendar, Scando, like the new Lando, and Veteran Han. I love Veteran Han, so that's gonna be good. Like the new things. I'm not gonna look at all this stuff. I'm gonna have a video out analyzing all the different things. I mean, if you like the stats, the boost and everything, then you know that's fine. Whatever. Okay, so the one thing I just want to point out, guys. Man. Okay. So I don't know what the difference between dodge and deflect is. It seems like they're like basically the same, but sometimes it says deflect instead of dodge. So I don't know. But one way or another, it looks like there is a dodge and deflect chance. Like the dodge and deflect. This is going to be in the game for 4 months coming up soon, guys. We're going to have people. Look at all this dodge. This is stupid, guys. You can get 30% dodge chance. Remember when I was telling people that at some point accuracy arrows were going to be an important part of the game? This is it, guys. This is where accuracy arrows come into play, except the accuracy arrows have no way, like, this is crazy, guys. If you get a dodge chance, you could get 30% dodge chance here. And then the next one above, you can get another 20, so you can get another 40, so you can have 100% dodge chance just between those 2 sets. And if you get enough rerolls, then that's fine. If you spend enough money, you can just have all your characters dodge 100% of the time. This Datacron is on the entire squad, so your entire squad has 100% dodge chance. And people can just pay to reroll because they're spending money on it. That is beyond stupid to me. I don't know. Maybe there's a mitigating circumstance. Maybe, I mean, they have a few things that help us with accuracy as well. So I guess maybe that's gonna have to be. But now they're gonna be like, oh, just in case I'm facing an opponent with 1,000,000 dodge chance, I guess I have to have a bunch of Datacrons with 1,000,000 accuracy instead. Like, I don't like that either. I've never met someone who was like, man, remember when Maul was the meta and it was all dodge chance and the dodge meta? Wasn't that great? I don't remember that ever being the case. I don't remember anyone saying like, yeah, man, really liked that meta. That was such a good meta. Dodge is so fun. Like, you know what the best part about ships is? Dodge. I just love it when they evade. It's so wonderful. I don't know. Lots of things that make me a little bit frustrated here. Potentially, maybe I'm being too reactive. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'm turning it over to you folks. What do you think? What makes you happy in your heart? What makes you really frustrated? I want to hear what you have to say. Maybe I'm being too angry. I don't know. But this just seems like, hey, spend more money. And then spend more money so that you can get reflect. Like, we only have a limited number of territory wars. Even if my guild, I choose the guild that gets a ton of rerolls, like I win all of my territory wars, it's still going to be. We're gonna have a limited number of mats. Like, we're just not gonna get that many. And so, but you know, we can spend money to get these rerolls, and these stats are the most obnoxious and like, whew, all right, let's calm down. I'll calm down. Love you guys. Let me know what you think. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xerath prevails. Unless it's dodge meta again, guys. Then no one prevails. This is stupid. Maybe. Let me know what you think.